Good morning everyone and welcome back to Honeybee Farmstead. I'm Mel and today we're going to do a few different little things with you guys. At the very beginning when we first bought the property, I mentioned that we're going to do a full farm tour and a bit of a chat about what our plans are. I haven't yet been able to do that because it's been just go since we bought it. Fixing fences and getting animals and then getting cows pregnant and all that sort of stuff. We even picked up sheep and did all kinds of things. But it's starting to calm down now and it's the weekend, so Alex is here. And I thought we'll go up onto the other side of the property and just have a bit of a chat. We've got some other things in the works and yeah, we wanted to show you what we're dealing with and stuff like that and what our ideas are. So we'll take you guys because it's a good chance for you guys to see sort of a few of the little things that we haven't really shown you guys. Another thing that we are dealing with is a bit of a piggy problem. So I did want you guys' advice on that. So I'm going to take you guys up there and we'll have a little discussion about our little piggy problem. So I hope you enjoy this video. Stick with us. So we're on the other side of our property. We haven't done a video up here or sort of even talked about it, but we've got big plans for this side as well and we thought we would show you. So our property goes a bit like, it's a square, but there's a road running from corner to corner through the center. So we actually have, it's kind of like two separate properties, but like it's all on one title obviously. But so if you look over here, we've talked about Hippo Rock before. So if you look straight through there where I'm pointing, that's where the shed is, and just behind those trees the house is obviously there. Just up in this corner here, opposite where we are now, is Hippo Rock and the corner of the house side of the property. So we're looking down a fence line here. It's a horrible yucky fence and we're about to replace it because we've got some exciting things going to be happening. So stay tuned for that. We've teed up something exciting. Hey babe.
Absolutely.
We don't want to talk about it now, do we?
No.
Nah. We'll save it. So you'll have to keep watching to hear the big news on that. But if you look down this fence line here, which is where we're about to ride and check it out, we're probably going to just repair this side because it doesn't look as damaged as this side here, and it's quite a big job.
Instead of taking one big bite size, we'll take little chunks.
Yeah, baby steps, and it makes it actually feel more achievable. We've got some awesome gates up this side, up the top here. So we were thinking, obviously, at one point, all these properties were one big property owned by one person. So when we change the fence, we're going to take the gates out and take them to a more appropriate place and create a gate somewhere on our property. We've got the gates and we're going to fence straight down, and this goes all the way down to the creek and then eventually to the road. And we need to make it quite secure, and we also probably need to save all of those little black things along there which are for electric fencing, because we want to have this side pretty much foolproof for the keeping of any animal, I'll say. I see cattle in our future, and obviously you've heard Grace every time I do a video, and I don't know whether your drinking game is going well or not, or whether you decide it was too dangerous to drink every time Grace said, I'm getting a horse. But eventually there probably will be a couple of horses up here, or they'll be able to spell up here. So we do need the fences to be able to be quite substantial and be able to contain them. So yeah, what do you think, guys? It's pretty cool, loads of potential. You can see just down there is a dam. It's actually quite a good dam. And then so from the corner of the property all the way along where all those trees are, and then going under that fence at the bottom is where the creek line runs. So we're actually really blessed with a beautiful big chunk of creek line. Hey babe, what do you think?
Absolutely.
So should we keep driving this fence line and see how much work we've got to do?
Yeah, we'll go. Look, last probably 2 weekends ago, I went along this fence line and cleaned up all the trees, but you've said that there's been a storm come through and might be some possibility of some more trees down.
Always.
How crazy that noise travelling that far.
From Brock doing the garden beds.
Yeah.
Yep, we are still filling garden beds. So today you are going to see some more planting in garden beds.
Absolutely.
But
we're going to get our broccolis, our cauliflowers,
brassica, our winter veg.
Oh, absolutely.
Some spinach, beetroot, carrot. All those things do really well in this kind of weather. What else do we want to do? Trying to think. Oh, I'll plant the 7-year runner beans. They'll get up and get going. They don't mind this weather, especially where it is. It's quite protected in there. We also found more spots today where we were going to plant or extend our food forest as well. We also have big plans for our bees. We just stopped and saw those guys. They're flourishing. They're loving all the beautiful flowering trees here. So there'll be more videos about that on the horizon. Yeah. So I think it will be cool if all you guys had guesses below in the comments about what you think we are getting and putting on this side of the property. What animal do you think? Or do you think we may be cropping it? Fences don't need to be great for crops, so that's fine. Although there are loads of kangaroos here, so keeping kangaroos out of crops is kind of essential. Interesting. That water looks absolutely disgusting. Hey? I'll get it. More wire. Always pick up things like that so we're not hurting any possible animal that comes into the paddock. Ew! Check this out. I got covered in mud. How did that happen?
Oh, bye.
How did that even happen? Oh, it's always me. Oh well, apparently I like playing in mud. Oh well. rides through a spider web, you'll hear a really girly scream. So let's wait and see if we see that. So there it is. But there's the creek line coming through the fence from the neighbour's property. We haven't brought you up here before. And so basically we can see the fences are actually really nice. We need to cut this tree down. Obviously it's hanging over and it's sort of weakening the fence. But all in all, pretty good. So we'll go along that way now. Hello, sweet boy. Hello, sweet boy. Don't be concerned about the pink on his head. He was being silly and smashing into a tree and lost the cap off the top of his head, so decided to spray it so he wouldn't get an infection. Good morning, and it's the next day, and we've got another issue that we're going to have to tackle pretty quickly. As you can see behind me, and we're in the pig paddock, so this is a problem for me. See all those roots? They belong to that beautiful big tree behind me. And I love trees, and none of them are sacrificial in my opinion. So I'll show you the extent of the damage that this boy has created, and then I need a solution. So I'm hoping you guys can help me. I can think of a couple, but I'm not sold on either of them. I'll let you know my decisions in a second, or my ideas. They're not decisions yet. But I'll just show you the extent of the damage, and I understand that pigs make mess. It comes along there. Now, I'm not too concerned about that area, and they need a place to dig. That's cool. But they have pretty much traced the tree root line, and being a gum, that guy would just turn up toes and die, and I really am not okay with that. So, hello handsome, you're going to follow me around. This is Felix, everybody, and he's a Nigerian dwarf buck and an absolute sweetheart, big snuggler, loves grace. And we're going to get him a heap of ladies very soon. So this paddock here, as you saw in one of my previous videos, is the about an acre that we decided to dedicate to the pigs. And the reason we did that is because it's predominantly rock, meaning that, well, I thought they couldn't do very much damage on it because they can't uproot the whole area. But I did still want to leave them. Sorry guys, I'm picking up wire. The previous people left a lot of crap around, so every time I see it I like to pick it up. Anyway, so we decided to use this part of the farm because there's a lot of rock, as you can see, and it meant that the pigs would not really be able to damage too much in this paddock. But we also wanted them to have shade and places to scratch, hence the big bits of log and stuff around. We left these concrete things in here as well because pigs love to have a good scratch, and I thought that would alleviate any pressure that they would put on our trees. Now, I think, you know, I thought it out fairly well, in my opinion. And now we're coming up with a few little dramas. So, if you have a look here, this is this beautiful big couple of trees here. We thought would be a perfect place for them to sleep and get out of the sun. And in actual fact, they're not doing too bad a damage here, which sort of makes me happy. They are just turning it up a little bit. However, see the rub marks on the trees? In some of our other paddocks, where they obviously used to keep horses, trees that look like that have since died. So, I really don't want that, and I'm not okay with that. The solutions I've thought up are probably not long-term going to be reasonable enough solutions. One of those was to bring the dingo in, cover the dirt back in over the roots, and then we've got a heap of this really big solid sort of steel mesh stuff that I thought we could lay on the ground and then just lightly cover with dirt, or put a couple of big heavy rocks on it and then sort of make that area look neat again. But it would also mean he couldn't dig under there again. Alex is in here too because he's helping me work on this issue. So there's underneath the trees, the shade trees. And my little man Felix is going to follow me. He's such a smoocher. Alex is down here with Crackles, who's the culprit. Holly has been processed, so she's in the cool room. But, oh look, here's another area they're playing. Now, I know that they've got really strong noses, and I can absolutely understand why they've uprooted this area. Look how rich and lovely the dirt is. But also the rotting wood would provide, I'm guessing, worms and other sorts of goodies. So yeah, we thought we'd walk the paddock, have a little look, and try and figure out a solution so that we don't have to take care of this guy, because we do want to keep pigs ultimately. We love bacon and pork belly and all the yummy things that they produce. Look at this guy. You love him. Getting a bit amorous. We are very acutely aware of how much damage a large pig like this can do to a person. And he does have little tusks starting to come in. He's about a year and a half old, maybe, I'd say.
Yeah. So he was starting to get a bit sappy before, so I thought I'd give him a scratch.
Yeah. I assume he's probably a little bit upset about the fact that Holly's not here, and that's his company.
And then we get close to the fence.
And then, but as you know, I've got two little young females that I'm trying to grow up. They are way too young to be put in with him. He would absolutely damage them or hurt them. So we're not going to allow for that. But look along here. See here, where you can also hear the zapping. That sound is the electric fence shorting out. So what's happened is he's pushed this piece of log onto it. It is. So we've repaired that now. I can't hear any more zapping. Here, babe, can you hold these, please? I could pull them up out of the paddock.
I think you go in bed too.
Oh, thank you. Now, so that's the go, guys. Please, if you have any ideas, one of the solutions that we came up with as well, aside from the one that I mentioned to you just before, was to take the electric fence and cut that area off the paddock so he doesn't have the ability to even enter that area. So that's a very real possibility. We could do that, but again, I don't feel like that's a long-term solution, and I'm actually kind of trying to look for a long-term solution. So up here we also thought the same thing. We could possibly fence that area. However, again, that's not really a super easy option, as pickets don't go into the ground here because of the rock under the ground. Yeah, so we're kind of at a loss and don't really know what to do about the problem. We did know that things were going to get damaged here, and I kind of expected, like, if we see here, this tree that Felix has been chewing and rubbing on and all that sort of stuff, a little young jam tree, that actually will die. And I understand that, and I knew that would happen by putting them in here. Same goes over here. This one that's hanging over the fence. Now, we did try and sort of protect it by taking the electric fencing this way rather than around it the other way, but you can see that they've still munched branches off and things like that. So yeah, we knew there would be a bit of destruction, but I'm not okay with the amount of destruction that's actually happening. So
Well, they are. They're
the worst.
Yes, we know that. So what do we think, Alex? What are we leaning towards? Like, what's the...
Definitely isolate that front bit.
Yep.
And then I guess we're under this tree here, it's not bad. I'm not overly concerned in this area.
They haven't really dug up the roots, but is it
It's a matter of
possible?
time, isn't it, really?
Yeah, that's the thing. We're looking at long-term solutions as well. You know, we're troubleshooting. We knew that there would be teething problems. There is with everything on the farm.
They're great clearers. Oh, make no mistake, they are.
But unfortunately, we don't actually have breeds like Idaho pasture pigs that they have in the US.
Yeah.
Now, Idaho pasture pigs don't do the rooting thing. They just chew pasture. If we could get them here in Australia, that would be amazing. It would mean that, you know, I don't see why anyone would keep any other type of pig.
Yeah.
Because...
So even look at this, look at goats, how they are for our environment.
Ring barking.
Yeah, so I knew that would happen a bit. I did. I looked at those little trees and thought, yep, the goats are going to do that. You know, they get a wide variety of foods. They're not lacking in any nutrient. It doesn't... We've combated all the other issues that could cause this.
You can clearly see how they're the most superior feral animal in Australia.
And why they're doing so much destruction and why the need to cull them is big. Absolutely. And we do our part for that, Alex, as a shooter, and he does kill feral animals so that we can try and protect the environment. However,
But just seeing on a close scale, just how destructive they are. So what was that trip? Remember that trip we went up to Denham? Shark Bay.
Yeah.
And like from as far as you can see, you can just see like all these trees, and they just had a blanket just cleared underneath them
Yeah.
for the goats.
So
Remember the ones we seen near the Spencer's River?
Yeah.
yeah, so we
Look at him go.
know that they do that in the wild, but that's sort of a different issue to what I want to focus on here.
No, absolutely.
And that is how we actually combat that on our farm, because I don't want to have a property that is going to suffer massive amounts of damage, which is why we have kind of dedicated this area to the pigs.
Absolutely. We knew that, this area we're happy for these guys to come in.
Happy to, but by the same token, want to try and protect the trees if we can. So guys, if you can think of a solution for us, please comment below. We're going to work on it in the meantime and do what we can. Look, this is exactly why I like this finished. So he was just sharpening his tusks on the rock. He saw what he saw what Felix was doing and wants to have a go. So that's what they do. They just rub.
I don't mean to.
No.
I mean, it's just who they are. It's like, but if we can try and do something to combat it and like keep, look at him, mate, and look at those tusks.
Yeah.
We don't want to mess with those bad boys.
But you see, you imagine, look, you got the 10 in the forest to do what there?
Yeah.
Damage, you know? Like,
But you can see, like when we drive through the forest, see all the ring bark trees out
absolutely.
there, yeah.
So yeah, this is our latest problem. I think we're going to, over in that corner over there,
We'll cut that off with electric fence.
yeah, we'll definitely cover that back in and try and cover those roots and hope that the tree won't die on us. I feel like for now that I've seen underneath those two trees over there, that we could probably just wrap some of that rabbit netting around the actual tree and to stop them actually damaging the tree, just for now. No, because again it can unwrap and...
I'm gonna try and cover in those holes over there with the dingo.
Yep.
Over that tree.
Yep.
And just see if they actually go back into that same hole.
They will.
They have foraged.
Nah.
They know they've foraged enough and they won't go back in.
I believe they will.
Have you picked up the nets in the net?
So over here, I think what we'll do is probably just wrap some wire, like rabbit netting or something around the actual trunk of the tree to stop them rubbing the bark off and ring barking it for now. And I do realise that's a temporary measure while we come up with another solution. But we would love anyone's advice. Like, we we're not new to keeping pigs, but the way that we kept pigs before was in a sty in our old place. And we were kind of hoping to give them a bit more space this time, so we were raising happier animals, because we also know happier animals produce nicer meat, and the protein is actually softer, more tender, all that sort of stuff. But also we like to keep our animals happy and in the best environment we can until they are processed. So with that in mind, we do want to kind of keep them in a bit of space. We love watching them wander around and play and scratch on things, but not at the cost of our trees and sanity. So yeah, stick with us while we work through this problem. We've taken to feeding them their bread and stuff and their veggies up on the rock. One, it keeps it cleaner for them, so there's no dirt and stuff getting on it. I don't think Mr. Crackles cares too much, but I don't like it. And I'm sure Felix doesn't. And the second reason is that, yeah, it's stopping them
digging up all the trenches.
Yeah, so if we keep the food stuff up there, it will give them nothing to root around and try and look for. Even though we're not putting the food underground, you know, as I discussed just before, they are making an absolute mess. So we are going to get in here with the dingo. We are going to break off it, like pull all the sticks and stuff out. We're going to cover the dirt back in, and we've found some really heavy duty mesh stuff that we're going to lay on the real trouble areas, and we're going to try and flatten it back out. We're okay if they create wallows like that one there. I'll leave that alone. And there's some more up here. Like it's, yeah, that's fine. Anywhere they're not damaging and risking my trees. So yeah, we've changed things a little bit in the hopes to try and stop them really digging it up and mining it. And one of those things is feeding on the rock. So we're going to keep you up to speed with what's going on in that little drama on the farmer, and hopefully we can solve it. Mr. Crackles here and Felix get a very broad diet. This is just a bit of a treat for them. Don't stress, they don't get it all the time. Majority of their diet is fresh vegetables and fruits. They also get soaked fermented grain, and they get cuttings of garden waste. They also get to graze fresh grass. So yeah, this is just a bit of a treat for them, to show we love them. Pretty cool. He's a lucky boy. And we're quite lucky that we've got a bakery that's on board, a local bakery. I'm going to grow spinach for him so he can use them in his spinach and ricotta sausage rolls. And we quite often give him roux meat when Alex has been on a roux shoot. And we've created a relationship with him. Lovely guy. Oh. And it means that that bread doesn't just go in the bin. It's something that can be fed to our animals as a little bit of a treat. Look. She loves Felix. We're trying to find him some ladies in WA, so if anyone knows of any Nigerian dwarf does looking for a lovely home, we're going to get back into milking, and we're going to give Felix some little friends. He does. He loves you, doesn't he? Yeah, so same with the local supermarket. We're super lucky that they do offer that. It's a... Sure you can. It's a, yeah, super important thing for me that very little waste, if any, is happening. So on this property, that is going to be one of my biggest goals, is that there will be no waste. So it's a closed loop system. majority of the things that we're going to bring on this property will be able to be used like that and recycled in some way. Anything else we want to keep to an absolute minimum, if at all. So we are constantly working on that. And yeah, so having all of the animals is a good thing. So they can get garden waste and things like that we don't eat. We also have a home biogas that I purchased a while ago. If you haven't seen that in action, oh my gosh, check it out. Actually, I will share a link below for that. You've got to check it out. It's really cool. It provides clean cooking gas for your house, but it also digests all your waste that you can't really give to some animals, like meat waste and cheese and things like that. You can also compost your own human poop. So there's a special toilet that attaches to it too, and it goes down into the digester. So not only does it provide gas for your home, but it also provides a really rich fertilizer that's already been all digested by the microbes. There's no smell to it. It's amazing. So I'll share the link below, and we're actually going to set that up here. So I'll make sure I make a video on it for you guys, so you guys can see exactly. Don't be scared of him. So you guys can actually see exactly how it all works and whether you want to have a look into it. But yeah, they're all things that for many years I've really cared about, and that's why. Where did that come from?
I was just touching it on the tree and it just fell off.
Wow, lucky you.
But it's still a little bit green, so I'm going to put it in the basket.
You know where you put fruit to get it to ripen up?
In the bananas.
In with bananas. See? Homeschooling paid off. We've done all those sort of teaching. So yeah.
It smells lime.
Stay tuned
Orange.
for the videos that I've just told you about, but also there'll be future videos of us doing all the work to try and keep this paddock from being totally decimated by the pigs. We also have decided that we're going to build them actual man-made sleeping area. That will probably stop them going up to that tree as much as they do, and give them somewhere to warm to bunker down and stuff. So that's currently why they're using that area up there. Yeah, so there are a couple of things that we've decided to do, but it is a work in progress, so stick with us, and also please comment, let us know if you can think of anything that would help. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.